them times, that was like, bro, it was real strict in those times. So it was like, you do something like that, it'll be like, you know, they'll be terrified. They'll be, ready to do something to you. But that being said, you know, they was terrified. They was just astonished. They was just astonished, and they said they was um, sought out for judgment of death for Moses. You feel me? So it was sought out. Now it was a dream interpreted, stating that this was supposed to happen. This was supposed to happen, and then it went so far to where they placed some onyx stone and some coal of fire in front of him to see which one would he you know you know put his hand to, like put it like and he was about to reach for the stone, and the Lord sent the angel, and he touched the fire. If he would have touched the stone, it was about he actually snatched the crown because of you know um, wisdom. But since the Lord did that, because it was almost like the Lord was saving him, you know. But he touched he went on ahead and touched the coal of fire. So they ain't children of Cush and of the east and around they was at war. You feel me? So you know, they was at war. It was a strong building built. Ditches would they was dug between uh the city and the river. The waters was bust. They was digging ditches from, like corner wise. They had, one corner, two corner, three corner, four corner, right? So the fourth corner would collected numerous serpents by, incantations and enchantments. You know, no one went out or went in. So no one went out in the city. I mean, out of the city or in the city. You know, uh, Kikillian, he died of a mortal disease on the seventh day. So basically he died like on a Shabbat, on a Saturday Shabbat. His servants, they embalmed him. They embalmed him with the embalming fluid, and carried him to the opposite city gate to the north of the land of Egypt. And they wrote his war stories on his tomb. Um, his death, it was greed. He was grieved by his man. His man, his troopers. I mean, not troopers, but Salaki. His troops. Greatly on account of the war. His troops. And man, they was looking. They was like, man, cause they had been in the wilderness. They resided. Now after this fact, they was in the wilderness. They resided in the wilderness for 9 years away from their homes. Their children, their wives. Um, so after this fact, they like, man, what we gonna do, man? You know, you know, basically our captain, and he deceased. So it's like, what we gonna do? What we gonna. They already been out, in the wilderness for all this time. So now, you know, the people that was, attacked, getting attacked by, and they was at war with the children east and Iran, were they was they was it was said to where they were starting to attack them in a hostile manner, and no, they weren't trying to keep no remnant. I mean, no remnant uh, of of his troops, of his man. So what happened? So they the sieges start happening. The sieges start happening. They basically waited till everything died down, and then they just uh, into the city. They just remained in the sieges because they was like, if we go out and go to war with these people, um, it said that, I mean, we can fall and die. So he was like, okay, you know, but either way, if we stay in the seas, we can die. So it was basically like a lose lose. So they was like, all right, we was just gonna remain in the seas and wait till the city be delivered up to us. Feel me? So that's what they did.